What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world, but keep the sky on your mind.
Hello. Welcome to the stream. Hello. Am I audible? Yes, I am. Yeah, I think I'm audible. Welcome to the stream, everybody. How is everybody doing? Mr. Anas, welcome to the stream. Hello. Good day to you, Mr. Anas. Good day to you. Well, what I'm trying to do right now is I'm just trying to get my throttle up and running so we can fly this beautiful aircraft here today. Give me a second. All right. Okay, I am back. Great. I think everything is running the way it should. I'm not entirely sure. Do let me know if something is off track, Mr. Anas, because today I gotta say I'm a little out of it. My brain isn't really working well. But yeah, I've been flying for a long time, to be honest with you all, trying to figure out lots of stuff. So yeah, welcome to today's little live stream. We are in Australia, in an airstrip, which has a name that I dare not pronounce, but Paraburdoo is what it's called. As far as I'm concerned, it's called Paraburdoo. And this is in Western Australia. It seems like a lovely handcrafted airstrip here in Microsoft Flight Sim. We're going to take a look at that in just a bit. As a matter of fact, yeah. But before we do that, let's first take a look at this beautiful aircraft. I'm also low on sleep. Unless you're always low on sleep, aren't you? All right. I'm not talking about sleep, mate. I'm not sleepy. I'm just, I don't know. Anyway, this is the newly released Caravan Pro, Black Square Caravan Pro for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I have to say it's absolutely brilliant. Okay, I've released a beginner's tutorial for it, a very basic beginner's tutorial to help you guys get started with the aircraft. I will be producing a more in-depth full flight tutorial shortly. When I mean shortly, I mean soon. Not today though. But it's a fun aircraft. It's very well detailed and very well modeled. It's absolutely brilliant. It doesn't fly like your default aircraft at all. So yeah, you have to pay real attention to this aircraft whilst flying it. It is not as forgiving, and in a good way. It's not as forgiving. It feels like you're actually flying something, you know, rather than just playing a game. So it's really nice. It is really, really nice. And today we're going to be flying the passenger variant of it without the cargo pod. In the coming days, I will fly all 4 variants of this aircraft, including the ones with a cargo pod, the cargo master, as well as the amphibian variety of this particular aircraft. But anyway, let's take a quick look around here. So yeah, we've got our rudder lock unlocked. That's good. All our cargo doors are locked here. Now, funny story about this cargo door. As soon as I install the aircraft, the cargo door wouldn't lock. Okay? This latch wouldn't turn. It will just stay in the down position no matter what I did. And I thought it was a glitch. Uninstalled it, reinstalled it, cleared my cache, uninstalled it, reinstalled it, re-downloaded the installer, tried to check different click spots, went through the manual. So it turned out it was just a random failure. Okay? And it's only when I checked the last page of the EFB that I realized that that failure was active. That's all it was. Took me 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours. So that is one of the drawbacks that you have with these extremely well modeled and simulated aircraft that are very realistic. The reason for that is simply you never know what's going to go wrong unless you do your homework. You never know what's going to go wrong. So firstly, I recommend you fly with the failures off, and if you insist on flying with them on, take the time to learn the aircraft, see what can go wrong with it, see how the systems work. Anyway, having said all of that, let's actually go ahead and take a look at the airstrip quickly. Shall we do that? Okay, so here we are in Paraburdoo. It's a lovely little airstrip in Australia. As you can tell, this entire part is bright red, typical of Australia. So yeah, would I call this the outback? I think this is part of the outback, isn't it? But yeah, it has some lovely scenery like no other place on the planet, which is why I decided to fly here. It is fairly flat, surrounded by a bit of hilly areas and mountains and what have you. That makes this place an ideal airstrip to fly from. There isn't much going on here, and I can promise you there's definitely not this much traffic in a small place like this in the middle of nowhere pretty much. So I doubt all these vehicles would actually be present here in real life. And look at that, we have another Cessna 208 Caravan parked here as traffic. It's a very popular aircraft, particularly for rugged and you know, off-road flying pretty much. This thing can go anywhere, so don't be fooled by this aircraft's size, by the way. It is essentially like a 172, but with slightly upgraded 172 is what I would call it in terms of performance. I'm not gonna lie. It can carry a lot of cargo and passengers, but when it comes to speed and climb rate, it's not very impressive. But it's a very reliable and robust, sturdy aircraft as far as I know. So there we go. All right. So this lovely little airstrip that we're taking off from today. There you go. Not much going on here. Just a very small place, to be honest with you. Okay. Given all of that, let's go ahead and get ourselves into this aircraft and get started. And I don't want to spend too long today because honestly, I am spent, quite frankly. All right, so let's see if we can make this last an hour. I don't think I can even do an hour today, but let's see what we can do. Okay, let's remove the control locks there. Okay, put our fuel selectors, both of them to on here. We can put our prop lever to max. There we go. These two are pulled in. That's fine. We'll hide this yoke for now. That's off. That's great. That's takeoff, trim. That's fine. Okay, we can leave our nav lights on here. We don't need external power, but we can connect it if we wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, so battery on. Avionics switch on. There we go. That's great. Today we are going to be taking a look at the tablet alongside just to get a clear idea of what the aircraft is doing. So yeah, all right. Great. Now, let's get the fuel boost on. There we go. FTU has turned green, which is fantastic. Let's go put our ignition to on. And we're ready to start. Okay, let's get started. NG rising. Waiting for NG to pass 12. It is past 12. Let's put that to low idle right there. There we go. Waiting for NG to cross 52, and there it is. Bring starter to off, ignition to off, fuel boost to normal. There we go. Avionics switch to. Let's reset our generator there. Let's bring our propeller to idle. Right here. There we go. Let's switch on the standby power. Okay, good. That means we are good here. Yes, we are. All right. Excellent. Okay. Let's turn on. Oh, we forgot to turn on beacon lights. I always forget this. But let's turn on the beacon lights. Let's take a look at the cabin, which I assume is hot. Yes, it is. Outside temperature is slightly cooler. Let's bring in some air from outside. Not that it's going to do much when we are on the ground. But yeah, let's get the ventilation to high. Let's get the AC running. To get the AC running, you need to have a little bit of throttle there. Put this on cool. We got our AC running as well, and we should begin cooling down to 23 degrees Celsius. No problem. Let's put our flaps down to 10 degrees flap. Yeah, we're good here. We don't need the heater today. Leave this open for now. We're good. Alright, we'll leave this on standby. We will put this on Alti. That's fine. This should come about 5,000 feet perhaps. Let's see, what is the altitude? Local altitude is about 1,400. That is the elevation, I suppose. So 4,000 feet should be plenty. 4,000 feet. You know what? We'll go up to 5. Why not? 5,000 feet is plenty. Okay, that's it. That's pretty much it. We're flying visually today. No need to program in any routes or any of that. We're going to come back in and land at the same airstrip as well. So, nothing much to do there, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, temperature is dropping. Let's get our taxi light on. And passenger signs there on. We are ready to rumble. Should we get some light in here? I mean, we could, but it's not going to make much of a difference, so I'm just going to cut that out. Alright. Great. Great. There we go, we're looking good. All clear. Alright, in that case, let's shut this off. Yeah, let's shut that off and we'll put this on low. There we go. We're ready to take off, ladies and gentlemen. So let's do that. Okay, just going to turn straight to the right. So let's go ahead and do that. There we go. Okay, you've just been minced, but that's all right. Now we can pull back on the throttle here into beta range. See that? That will allow us to slow down our taxi speed. There we go. See that? We can do that if we wanted to, but I don't really care much for it, so let's just go ahead and taxi the way we do. Okay, so since our propeller is on idle here, you can tell that our AC is off, and that's okay for now. That's okay for now. Just gonna get the fan on high for now. You know what? Let me just give it a bit more power so the AC can run. Otherwise, our passengers are gonna struggle. Our passengers are going to struggle, right? Yeah, they are. Watch what happens when you put max braking from high speed. Look at the way it shakes. It's so fun. This is a fun aircraft to fly. Okay. Let's go to our engine here. Okay. Brilliant. Brilliant. Come on. Look at that. It's very shaky aircraft. It's because I have a button mapped for brakes and it's just max brake. I don't have pedals to control the amount of braking accurately, so that's the reason why we keep doing that. Okay, parking brake on. So we can't have the AC on as far as I know during takeoff, so we're going to put that to off for now. Okay, I'm going to put these to low. We're going to take care of them after we take off. That's pushed in, that's done. Let's put this lever to, okay, you know what, before we do that, let's get our landing lights on, strobe lights on. That's great. We don't need any pitot heating or any of that stuff today. Everything else is looking good. Let's put our altimeter on there. Weather radar can come on as well. Let's go to high idle and let's get out of here. Shall we do that? Yes, we shall. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, parking brake released. Let's give it not full power, but gotta be careful about how much power we give it. Don't want to ruin the engine, do we? There we go. Okay, we can take off. There we go. ITT is climbing. Have to be mindful of that. But here we are, ladies and gentlemen, taking off from Paraburdoo. Pretty much doing as fast as this aircraft can do when it comes to climb out. Okay, let's reduce our propeller RPM slightly. I'm using controls to do that. There we go. You can see the prop RPM dropping. We can also reduce the torque. There we go. Don't need such a high climb rate anymore. Okay. It's, ooh, wind there. It is cool. A little slow than I'd like, but yep. Okay, flaps up. Ooh, we're losing lift here because we're a little too slow. There's a bit of wind as well. We'll flatten out our climb here. Switch it to autopilot here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go towards heading mode. Shall we do that? Go towards heading mode. Okay, speed is increasing. Got RPM under control pretty much, kind of. Increase the propeller there, increase torque. Reduce the RPM and we should Ooh, we got wind. We've got some wind today. Let me take a look. What's happening today? Oh no, today was a terrible day to fly. We are flying head first into 34 knots of wind. So we have serious headwind at the moment. Very serious headwind, as a matter of fact. We've got 30 knots, 33 knots at the moment. In case you're wondering where I'm reading that off of, it's little nav map right here. Got 35 knots headwind straight in towards us. That's crazy. 36 knots now. This is not decreasing at all. Wow. This is not going to be easy. 37 knots now. Okay. This is not going to be easy. Well, we're going to have an issue with it. Oh, wow. 39 knots of crosswind. That is nuts. Not crosswind, sorry. Headwind. 40 knot headwind. Okay, let's get this to cool. Let's get this on. Okay, we need to change our view to be able to get to that. There we go. Okay, alright, it is still quite high, to be honest with you, so I'm just gonna cut on that torque a little bit. Not too much. Alright, I think we're okay ish. 48 knot crosswind. That is way too much, man. That is way too much. We're doing okay though. 110 knots is okay for this aircraft to be climbing out of. Engine is looking good as well. Let's check our cabin. There we go. Cabin's actually, no, it can't cool down to that. But we got ram air going. Outside air temperature is 19 degrees Celsius. So we got ram air going. That should help. That should definitely help. Yeah, that should definitely help. I think we're okay. I think we're okay. Maybe we can even shut down the AC here. This ITT is too high. Slightly on the high side. Maybe we can shut down the AC and make it on just ventilate. Yeah, maybe we can put it on ventilate. You can shut off the ram air. We don't need it. Alright, landing lights can come off, and so can passenger signs. Okay, we'll leave the rest on. Beacon, nav, and strobe, we'll leave those on. Wonderful, there we go. We are now flying along and we are increasing in speed very, very significantly there. We can reduce our propeller just a little bit, our torque there. Pull back on the throttle slightly just to leave it right here. There we go. We are zooming along here, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let's go back to our engine. Engine's looking fantastic. Let's close up little nav map there. We need to take a look at cinematic views. Shall we do that? Check it out. It's a very good aircraft, but it is not very forgiving. It's not at all very forgiving. Look at that. Stunning. Wow. It's a beautiful livery as well. I've gone a little extreme with the livery, obviously, but it's beautiful. Okay, There we go. Let's check out the drone view here. I wonder if this aircraft could go significantly faster had we retracted the landing gear, perhaps. If it was retractable, that is. If it was retractable, how much faster would we actually be able to go? I'm sure we'll at least have a 10 knot increase in speed possible because of that, but I'm not too sure. This is absolutely gorgeous. Check this out. Isn't that crazy? We've got 52 knot winds. 52. Fantastic. We should jump in and see our speed here is fine. Our engine temperatures are fine. Everything is looking good. Excellent. Very nice. Let's check out some interior views. Shall we do that? There we go. Look at that. This aircraft is slow though. It is quite slow. So don't be misled by the size or the turbine engine, it is quite slow. Unlike the piston Duke, which is really quick. Or even the turbine Duke, which is quicker, but this thing, my god, is slow. It is definitely slow. Nonetheless, very fun to fly. Beautiful. Australia. Okay, let's go ahead and what shall we do? Because this aircraft is slow, there's not a lot of airports very near us that we can actually land on. However, there is one off to our south that we could take. It does look amazing, doesn't it? Let's get back in the flight deck here for a second and let's turn our heading this way. Can you try some you mean acrobatic maneuvers with this thing? Not really, no. Not really. This isn't particularly built for it. It's just gonna fall down like a brick with wings. But, and the other problem is that we can't overstress this engine. But I'm willing to try. I'm willing to give that a shot. I'm willing to give that a shot. So we are now going to Paraburdoo Gold Project. It's a place near it. I'm gonna put that in here. YPGP. Oh, that's not even there. That's a very small airstrip that LFHX does not even recognize. So interesting there, but it's called Paraburdoo Gold Project and it has a dirt runway that we're gonna land at. So we're heading towards there right now as we speak. Let's see how that goes. trying some aerobatics. You know what? Let's see if I can make that happen here, right? So let's see. My aircraft. Let's see how well can it go up. Not very well, as you can tell. Yep, all I'm doing is increasing the ITT here. It doesn't have much in its tank, to be honest. Yep, as you can tell, it's not particularly aerobatic in nature. Look at that. It is extremely... yeah, it's sluggish. It's too sluggish for us to do anything with it. Can't even complete a barrel roll. I don't think it can. We don't have enough altitude anyway for a barrel roll, so... you know what? Let me gain some altitude. I'm manually hand flying this for the time being. Hand flying. Let's go ahead and get some altitude here. Then I'll attempt to do a roll, an aileron roll. Let's see. Mind you, this aircraft is very realistic. So that means that we're likely to crash. That's okay. Let's find out. Let's find out. We're still climbing here. I'm going as quickly as this aircraft can possibly climb without... you know, this is the comfortable climb here. About 1,000 something. Vertical speed. 110 knots, not less. Give it a bit more power here. Got some room at the ITT there. There we go. Okay, we're coming up on 7,000 feet. Let's just continue to climb for a second. We're also getting closer to gold project. Paraburdoo gold project, but that's okay. We'll try this aerobatic maneuvers first. So we'll try to do a roll. Let's check outside to make sure it's clear. It is not. It's a bit hilly at the moment. So it's okay, we're losing speed. We need to flatten out that climb there. So we increase our airspeed. Speed is increasing. Give it a bit of torque. Giving it a bit of torque. Let's see. Got terrain here. Okay, a little ahead, and we should be in the clear of those mountains there. So let's do that. Increase the RPM there slightly. Okay, I think it's time for us to attempt this. Okay, here goes Mr. Runners, here goes nothing, let's go. Attempting aileron roll. It can't actually perform a full aileron roll per se, but it's not terrible. We managed to make that happen, so it's not terrible. You know what I mean? It isn't terrible. Okay, let's go looking for that airport because it's supposed to be somewhere right here next to us. So I think we might have screwed up our chances of landing there right now. That's okay. Let's find out, where is it? Where is it? It's supposed to be right ahead of us. Where is it? I don't see it. It's a dirt strip. Oh my god, I see it. I see it. Okay, I see it. It's that thing dead ahead of us. Obviously, we can't land like this. That is the... we need to come in from the other direction to land. Don't we? Yes, we do. 160 knots. We need to make sure we don't overspeed here. Yeah, we need to turn around. Because of the headwind, we have very strong headwind. And if we try to land here, it's going to be tailwind, isn't it? Wait, where is it? I'm not entirely sure I know where this is. On my left, you say? You say, yeah, it was on my left actually, you're right. Okay, we'll see if we can get that in. Give me a second, I need to check the little nav map, but this control is kind of messing with the ability of me to do that. Whoa, look at that, look at that. Whee! Okay, let's give it a bit more power here. The torque takes some time to respond. We've got the turbo delay there. Alright. Let's turn this thing around. There we go. And now the crosswind is hitting us. You see that? That's a crosswind hitting us at 35 knots. Straight up 35 knot crosswind hitting us. That is why we're moving like that. But I love how well it's modeled. Okay, I need to be able to spot the airstrip properly, which I'm not able to at the moment. Okay, alright. The airstrip is this way. I know you said where it is, Mr. Ernest, but I can't really see it, unfortunately. I have no idea where it is. But let's see. We'll find it. We'll find it. Ah, there it is. I can see it on my GPS. I can see it on my GPS. But where? Where exactly is this thing? Okay. Still have no visual. I'm failing to identify this thing. Let me turn towards it. Maybe, just maybe I'll be able to spot it. Okay, I'm currently flying directly to, oh, there it is. That is the airport? Goodness me. Obviously we're too late right now to land on this. I don't think we can slow down in time. Most definitely cannot. But just have a good look at the airport here. So this, I mean, it is dirt, but it's so easy to miss this. It's so easy to miss this. It's... We're not getting any torque at the moment. Why aren't we getting any torque? Give us some torque. Okay, there we go. Torque is coming up. Alright. Very well. I shall land right here. Okay, first things first. Let me just get out of here first. We'll come back around one more time. Yeah, we need to come back around, but in the same direction, don't we? Otherwise, should we try landing this with a tailwind to see how difficult it is? Yeah, there it is. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we can do that actually. Oh, this turn is going to be difficult. We need some lights on here, don't we? So we need some light. Ignore that, please. That's me trying to... Oh, no, never mind. That was me trying to work with the mouse. Ugh. Okay, it's very difficult. Okay, I got it now, I think. Okay. Landing. Cabin. Let's put flaps down, shall we? Oh, God. Okay, this is annoying me. I'm just gonna go here. Get that back. There we go. Let's just turn around. Airspeed is gonna drop very badly. I'm not gonna mind that. Are we on high idle? Yes, we are. We need to put our propeller up though. Okay, RPM up. Torque down. Completely almost. Not running sky dolly, by the way. I don't want to run sky dolly on this yet. Okay, I'm putting my flaps down all the way, although I shouldn't. I'm doing it. Let's now try and land here. We're landing with a tailwind. Okay, so let's see how it goes. Have you tried VR, Platypus? No, I have not. I have not tried VR. And I'm not a fan of VR and head tracking and all that stuff, so I don't think I will. And plus, VR requires some extreme hardware, man. Oh, there we go. So no, I have not tried VR. Okay, this airport is very confusing because I don't know where it starts, where it ends. I'm lost. Apparently, we're still on the runway somehow, I guess. Yeah, we are. We actually are. Okay. Let's put the AC back on. Bring that back down to low idle. Okay, engine is 99%. So something I did not work as well as it should have. Okay, I'm gonna turn around. There we go. Yeah, this airstrip is pretty interesting. Get the cabin cooling up. All the lights are on, necessary lights are on at least. Let's take a look at the cabin. What is it looking like? 26 degrees Celsius, outside air temperature there. Yeah, it's not too bad. Got the AC running and everything running. Should cool down. Okay, that is our first landing there. Not very smooth. It's a dusty place there. I'm not complaining too much. What airport are you going to next? Okay, from Paraburdoo. I still have head tracking, Mr. Rannis. I still have head tracking. I just don't use it. I just don't use it much anymore. I should do a stream with head tracking. I will do it in the next one. I'll have head tracking running for you in the next stream. Which airport are we going to next? Now that is a good question, because I'm not sure. The nearest airport to us now is the airport that we took off from. Actually, there's one on the way. No, there isn't. Okay, so we can head back to Paraburdoo. So we can go back there. Let's see how that goes, yeah? We can go back there. Let's go back to Paraburdoo. Let's pull up little nav map. Yeah, there it is. Little nav map right here. The closest airport is Paraburdoo. There's nothing else near us. See that? There's nothing else near us. So Paraburdoo is the closest airport. We can go back there. We can go back there. So let's do that. Okay. And remember, this aircraft is very slow. So these airports are quite far away for this aircraft. But let's head back to Paraburdoo first. Let's do that first. Now, something I'm doing is reducing the engine condition. What is that? What am I doing that's causing the engine condition to drop? My Coffee 10, glad I found this channel since I just got the Caravan. Took some time to figure out how to back it up. I've got a tutorial. I've got a very basic tutorial out on how to do that. So I'm still learning this aircraft myself, by the way, but I've got a very basic tutorial on how to get started with this aircraft. But glad I could be of help, and welcome to the channel. It's My Coffee 10. Now, like a car out of a parking lot. That's right. Problem with this is there's something that's going on here that is actually reducing our engine condition, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Interesting, isn't it? Interesting. There's so much. Oh, I know what it is. Never mind. It's this right here. We've got some FOD going on. See that? We've got some foreign object debris coming in, and that is the reason why the engine condition was dropping. Now we've got our inertial separator engaged. That's something to remember when you're landing into dust fields, dirt fields. You need to make sure you're watching out for those. Otherwise, you're going to have a problem on your hands. Paraburdoo is in Australia, right? Yes. It is in Australia. It's in Western Australia. There is nothing near us, by the way. This is just red country all around us is what I'm seeing, man. That's all I'm seeing. It's just red ground everywhere, and just very high temperatures. Usually, this is early morning. That's the time I'm flying in. That's why it's a little cool, but a few hours from now, we're talking about extreme temperatures. Have I seen any kangaroos? Not yet. I've actually not been able to see any wildlife here. But yeah, this aircraft has so much going on. It's too realistic, honestly. Okay, I'm not going to repair our engine condition here today. I'm just going to continue flying with that 96%. It's not a big deal. You can still fly with this significantly degraded, although obviously you don't want to do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and take off from here. Head back to Paraburdoo now. That's enough chitty chatty from me. We can put our AC on off for the time being. Clean filters. No, for now we have to repair the engine if we want this to go back up. We don't need that. It's fine. Let's put our AC to off there. We'll put these to low just for takeoff, obviously. You can put this back to high idle there. Everything else is looking okay. This is better than the SimWorks Studio Kodiak. I don't actually have the SimWorks Kodiak. I've heard good stuff about it, but I don't have it. I have the Piston Duke by Black Square as well, and in all honesty, that one is better than this, in my opinion. That aircraft is better than this, but same developer. Okay, so we've got that on high. We need to get out of here before we raise our temperatures too much. What's your PC spec? Just type in exclamation specs into the chat. Exclamation specs. In fact, let me do that for you once. There you go. That should bring up my specs for the PC. Okay. Let's get out of here. We got our flaps down? Yes, we do. Okay, great. Let's get out of here before we increase our temperature too much. Let's see if our torque is working. Yes, it is. Let's get some torque generated. Yep. Let's go. You did a live with the Piston Duke too, right? Yes, I've done, I think, quite a number of lives with the Piston Duke. let's give it a bit more. We've got got wind, very bad wind by the way today, but nonetheless. Okay, we need to reduce that. Good. That's better, much better. This aircraft is not forgiving at all, by the way. It is not forgiving in the slightest. You did a live with the sorry, what is it? 64 GB RAM. This is a long time ago, man. This is a long time ago when RAM was still available. This is a long time ago. So I got these like over a year ago, I think. Yeah, I think I got this over a year ago. Yep, definitely over a year ago. Yeah, definitely. A year and some change now. So no, man, the RAM is still the problem for everybody, I hear, but yeah. Okay, our temperatures are too high. But we're okay. Let's turn on the autopilot for a bit. Let's change it to heading mode. And let's fly it this way. I only have one channel, 16 GB of RAM. It's quite the bottleneck for my 5060. Yeah, it is. That RAM is everything, I'm telling you. Without RAM, you don't have a shot. You really need RAM if you're flight simming. You really do. Okay, flaps are up. All of this is looking good. We need to turn back our AC before people start complaining in the passenger cabin, although I don't really care about passengers much on this channel. I have all that, but I've been told that a 2060 card can do it. That is not true. My coffee, I will put it to you. I'll shoot you straight. That is not going to work. What are you running with the 2060 card? A 2060 card is not going to do it. Of course, you can run simulator, but poorly. Poorly. Okay, it's going to run it very poorly. No, you don't have. That's not a good. That's not at all accurate. Whoever told you that has no idea. That is not right. Okay. Everything here is looking okay for the time being. We can just go ahead and turn that off. I like to turn that off. Yeah, that's good. I do VR all the time, but I have anything else open using VR, so I usually run it with my monitor so I can track my flights on. Yeah, you can't have anything else. VR is very heavy, and you're gonna have to turn down your quality. Oh, that is some serious wind for this aircraft. This is 28 knot crosswind, and this aircraft is struggling. Yeah, I don't like running VR because I don't, I've never tried it, to be honest with you, but I don't think it's something for me because of the fact that, ooh, look at this scenery. Damn. You're gonna have to tune down your settings a little too much for my that is rough. How is the autopilot still holding on? When Asoba makes me change, I'll get a new computer. What are you running right now, Mr. Mike Coffee? Are you playing 2020 or 2024? Same question to you, Platypus Plays. Because if you want to run 2024, 2060 is not going to cut it. Can we get the yoke visible again? Yoke? .2020 runs awesome. 2020, okay. But you're gonna have to tune down the settings to make it run, don't you? I still have 2020. I actually did a stream with it recently as well. Okay, this aircraft is struggling to hold on. Look at that. Oh my word. Oh my word. Wow. Wow, okay. Well, I'm telling you, this entire flight simulator space it's crazy. It is crazy. Mr. Anas, I think I think a yolk. Yeah, I was like, why are you asking me about eggs, man? Sorry about that. Turn down things, but very little. Okay, well, that's interesting. I got 2020. If I want to run some stuff, okay, I do run it max, but it's not easy at all. Yoke, yeah. If you want to see the yoke again, you're gonna have to look at this side, mate. You know what? I can bring it back. That's fine. That's fine, right there. I don't care about graphics because I used a gaming laptop for 3 years. Yeah, gaming laptops are another story, man. In all honesty, I'm not gonna lie to you. Gaming laptop is probably, in my opinion, kind of like a scam. Because I've never come across a gaming laptop that I'm like, okay, this makes sense. But I consider getting it for flight sim at one point, but the price versus what I'm getting did not make sense. Well, one of the things about flight sim Platypus is that you need to have good graphics. Because the visual fidelity is everything in the flight sim, isn't it? Unless you are a hardcore flight simmer, in which case, you know, you're more concerned about the physics and stuff. I like to strike a balance. And I also play X-Plane. Do you guys dabble in X-Plane? Because if you don't care about graphics, then you should check out X-Plane. I mean, X-Plane has great graphics, don't get me wrong, but it has better physics. It definitely does have better physics. Oh, they're 100% scam. I also got an Alienware laptop, so it is even more of a scam. Oh yeah, people don't realize just how big of a scam Alienware is. It's just people don't understand that. You know, it's people who know nothing about how computers work that go and purchase these expensive Alienwares and all that stuff. X-Plane now, but yes, better physics. Yeah, I'm telling you, once you start flying X-Plane, it's addictive. I'm not gonna lie, it's very addictive because everything handles differently there. You know, and some of the things are just better in X-Plane. It's just what it is, and they're constantly improving. But yeah, if X-Plane had like a large team like Microsoft or Asobo did, then I don't think Microsoft Flight Sim would stand a chance. I don't think they would, but yeah. I still fly it occasionally, very rarely featured on the channel. I want to go back and fly on X-Plane, but you know, it's switching between simulators is quite draining. Okay, so there's our landing runway. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get my replay tool, which I use, Sky Dolly. I'm going to get it running right now, just in advance, because this landing is not going to be particularly savory because we have a 53 knot tailwind component. 53 knot. Okay. I was super new. Now I just got my current PC a month or so ago, so I had way more knowledge about PCs. Yeah, that's how I learned as well. This is just it's like my second or third one that I'm getting involved with. Third one, I think. We're gonna do a very dangerous fly the noob kind of approach into Paraburdoo. This aircraft does not slow down well. Okay, so because of it's modeled really well. Its flight model is very nice, very. It reminds me of X-Plane, quite frankly. This aircraft, it's very nice. But we're not gonna make this landing. It's a little too difficult. However, we can try the side slip a little bit. Let's see. Can we shake this thing off to the side here? No, we can't. It's too much. It's too much. It is too much for sure. Yeah, it's too much. Yeah, we can't do that. We could try flaps. We are still overspeeding here. Let's see. I'm landing without much in the way of proper configurations here. No, we can't make this landing. There's no way. There is no way we can make this landing. What do you use for your yoke and throttle? Thrustmaster yoke and Thrustmaster throttle quadrant. Very basic one. It has this funny name, T14000, something like that. You know, the one with the orange light on it, the orange accents. That's the one I use. So yeah, we're not gonna make this landing. I mean, there's no point of landing this long, so I'm just gonna go around here. So let's just do that. Okay, give it a bit of torque. If it will let me. There we go. So very basic throttle and yoke here. It does the job, so I'm not complaining. I also use an Xbox controller. I use that Xbox controller a lot because it's very convenient. Okay, let's have a look here. We're okay. We're supposed to turn off our AC technically, aren't we, for landing? But that's okay. I'm not really worried about it. My friend has the same one that you do. I have an Airbus Edition side stick control. Ah, yes, I considered getting that. The TCA pack, is it by Thrustmaster? Yeah, it is, yeah. I'm aware of it. I did consider getting it, but I fly such a range of aircraft that I decided to go with a more generic one. One day I need to get my hands on that Warthog. But that is not today. That is a long time from now. So as you can clearly tell, I spent all my money on the PC. So yeah. And I built it a long time ago too. So okay, Skydol is still running. Our wind is just terrible, not letting us slow down with that tailwind component. So we're going to turn around here and try one more time. Let's try that, shall we? Yeah, that's enough. Let's just go for it. Come on. Our temperatures are a little too high at the moment because we've been on max prop for a while. So I'm just going to tune that down slightly just so we can cool off the ITT there. Third dial on the top, in case you're wondering. I wanted something I could play combat sims. I play DCS and War Thunder. I do MSFS every once in a while. Ah, you're a DCS and War Thunder player. DCS is real. DCS is the real deal. So yeah, that's really cool, man. It makes sense that you have VR and you're playing DCS. Makes sense. It really does. Okay, let's bring our flaps down. That's gonna help us slow down a little bit more there. Yeah, there we go. A little premature, but that's okay. I'll give it a bit of torque so we don't fall out of the sky like a brick. If it will even let me. Yep, there we go. Yeah, DCS is great. DCS is cool. I would love to start playing DCS. But, you know, right now I have my hands full with 2 sims, and one of them I barely use, X-Plane. Once I get more used to these two, I might consider going for that one. Okay, I think we're pretty much ready for landing here. I don't see any problems. This is a way better approach than the last one. Yeah, because this one we've got, at the moment, the wind is very erratic. We've got somewhere around a 20 knot headwind as opposed to a 50 something knot tailwind. So that's why we got a much better, much more stable. You can see that the aircraft appears almost stationary now because of the headwind. This aircraft cannot take a lot of wind. It's not exactly designed for that. So nonetheless, we got plenty of time. Look at how slowly we're coming into the runway. Barely doing anything here. Look at that. It's a fun aircraft though. Feels good. Feels good to fly. Yeah, it definitely feels good to fly. Okay. We can cut the throttle slightly. Oopsie. Very sensitive to wind, huh, this guy? We also have a problem with fuel imbalance. That's very typical of this aircraft, and it's also modeled in this particular rendition of the Caravan, so you can see a very serious fuel imbalance there. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, sorry, I was reading the chat there for a second. Hey, my bad. Let's bring this thing down. Come on. Come on. Why is the wind so erratic? Okay. I'm not going to use reverse thrust. We really don't need to. I was looking at the chat there. My bad. We'll go in for a second. You know what? Let's perform one more landing. Let's do that, shall we? Let's perform one more takeoff and landing, a proper one. So I'll take off right now. Unfortunately, with a tailwind, we'll do that. Let's see how well this aircraft holds up. So I'll take off on the other side of the runway, and then we'll go in for another landing. Let me just check the cabin to make sure we're not cooking in here. Alright, 23 degrees, we are good for the time being. Outside temperature 27, slowly creeping up as expected. War Thunder, yeah. I used to play War Thunder for a bit. Didn't get very far on it though. World of Warplanes. We really don't need all this runway, but you know, for the sake of it, I'm just gonna go all the way to the end. Okay, let's just put our flaps up for our normal takeoff at position 10. There we go. We'll shut down our air conditioning momentarily. Let's pull back on the throttle there. Beta prop. Beta range. In case you're wondering, that's just changing the pitch of the propeller so you can slow down and then subsequently you can reverse as well if you want to. Okay. Let's get the AC running. We need a bit of power to do that. Still on 23, good. Alright, let's turn around and we will go in for a takeoff. It's fun to fly this. It really is. Okay. Just gonna put my brakes down hard there. I'm not using pedals, I'm just using a button for max braking, so you're gonna see a lot of shaking when I brake. Okay, we can just let this thing roll. It's fine. We don't really need the inertial support, but it's still there, so I'm gonna leave this on. We've got straight up rock now. I'm gonna leave that on. I don't want to further damage the engines. Yeah, we're ready for takeoff. Let's go. Waiting for torque. Torque has come to life. The wind is very bad, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, there we go. Obviously you can use a higher setting for power if you want to when taking off, but I like it like this. I'm gonna drop the propeller a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna cut the throttle a little bit. I like this plane really now that I can do like the float plane pilots do at my local float plane base. They back out of the dock, probably not supposed to. Yeah, I really enjoy float planes myself, but it's not easy to fly them. Water landings are a different story to completely different story to landing on hard surfaces. Very different story. Okay, our ITT is creeping up a little bit. Let me just cut the torque and RPM. Yeah, we're good now. ITT should drop. Still running hot. I haven't tried the amphibian version of this aircraft yet. I'm gonna go ahead and try that. I also need to make a little tutorial for that too. Supposed to be fixed in 24, but 2020. Yeah, actually, water physics is it's much better in 2024. Water physics. However, it still needs some work. It's better than 2020 for sure. Yes, that is true. That is 100% true. But you know. Let me give this off to the autopilot for just a second, because I need to run Sky Dolly here. The thing about it is float physics to be fixed. The thing about it is there are softwares that you can buy additionally that really improve some of the visual elements of it, but actual physics, it's better in 2024 for sure. Is it possible to try a live stream in Venice with the amphibian version? Yes, it is. That's a great idea. I'm gonna do that for you. That's a good idea. It is better in 2024 for sure, but 2020 is different. Or am I being dumb? You're not being dumb, man. That's a great idea. We can do that. We can do that. Okay. I think it's more than enough altitude for us to turn back around. I'm gonna disengage our autopilot here. Just make sure everything is ready for us to land, except for the AC, of course. So I'm gonna cut that out. Cut those. You know what? I'm gonna leave them. What the hell? It'll be fine. I'm gonna go check up on my flight. I have a Boston Logan to Atlanta. Oh, Boston Logan International to Atlanta flight going in my King Air. It's on autopilot. All right, see ya, man. Thank you very much for tuning in. Much appreciated. Hope you have a nice landing into Atlanta. Boston Logan. It's a good airport. I have the scenery for that. And Atlanta too. It's handcrafted. Yeah. Hope you have a great landing into Atlanta. Thank you very much for tuning in. Much appreciated. Mr. Platypus plays one. Okay, we're coming in for a landing. This time, hopefully, we have better luck. Yes, we have headwind, but it's still very high. I don't like this. It's still very high with the wind. Okay, and I have to confess, I have lost visual of the runway. Oh, there it is. It's very easy to lose a runway in this terrain. Okay, I see the runway. We're at about 3,000 feet, which is fine. Our ITT is very, very cool. Our temperature is 120. I want to be a little slower, to be honest. So, apart from that, we're good. Okay, good. Inertial separator. Should keep that on for any bush landings, particularly airfields like this. Okay. Yeah, we're just inching along here because of the headwind at 35 knots. Good lord, come on. They're kind of just struggling to move forward. Look at it. We're almost stationary. You see that? Look at how slowly we're actually. Our ground speed is so slow right now. We're just inching along. Anyway. Oh, okay. We're gonna be stuck like this for a while. It's gonna take us forever to reach that runway. Got puppy lights. I'm gonna cut down the throttle. Got zero torque. Flaps can come down. Torque can go up a little bit. Flap Can come down. Flaps can come down. Ready for landing. RPM to max. Okay, this is gonna be a while. This is what I meant. As fun as this aircraft can be, its performance is quite abysmal. It's fun to fly, don't get me wrong, it's great. But in real life too, this performance is nothing to write home about. For such a large aircraft, well, for a medium-sized aircraft at least, it's just something else. Anyway, the puppy lights are telling us we are too high. We'll be fine, we'll be fine. We've got so much time to correct anything. We need a bit more of torque there before we stall. Okay, it will be wonderful if we reach today. Let's go a bit more. In real life, this plane not that great. It's a cheap hauler. Could use more beans. Yeah, definitely. And this aircraft is really well modeled. It's so well modeled. It feels very realistic, very nice. But yeah, this thing is weak, which is why I like the Piston Duke, because it's much more powerful than this thing. Much more fun to fly. This is just this aircraft would be great for actual passenger runs and for cargo runs, but just to fly around and have a bit of fun, it might be a little boring unless you have passengers or cargo being flown around. But it is very fun. It's not, because it's simulated so well, it's a great aircraft. Definitely worth the purchase, that's for sure. It is a big 172. That's exactly what I heard and reiterated as well. It is definitely a juiced up 172, but rather than using the extra juice for performance, they decided to give it extra payload capacity, which I think is a sensible thing to do. But you know, I've flown as 172. Ah, yes. How did that go? I am not a fan of the 172. I rarely fly it in the sim, but how did that go? How is it in real life? Is it a menace like it is in the flight sim? Oh, great. All right. That's wonderful. That is wonderful. That is wonderful. Okay, we don't have any emergency power, so we need to give the throttle. Okay, that is not good. That is not good. This headwind is going to be the better in real life. Oh, okay. All right. In the simulator, that thing is a pain. Okay, I'm just going to put this down because this wind is not friendly at all. Yeah, it's not letting me land this thing. Oh, crazy. Okay. I'm not very used to this aircraft yet, as you can clearly tell, but that wind is crazy, man. I don't know why I picked such a day to fly, but we landed that thing almost like a helicopter. Okay, so it's like 20 knots and gusting up to 30 at times. That's crazy. Let's park our aircraft and we'll take a look at our landing replay. Sorry about that. My attention went elsewhere. Let's just bring this. Yeah, okay, what's going on right now? Ooh, why did it become uncontrollable all of a sudden? Okay, there we go. Yes, yes, I know. We gotta turn it. Yeah, this aircraft is not a joke. It's not a joke. It is pretty realistic. Okay. Alright, we're going to leave it here. We're not going to shut it down yet. Let's go ahead and take a look at the landing replay. It's my first time trying sky dolly with it. We can put our flaps up after the landing replay, not yet. So, there we go. Let's get a nice little view there and then let's check it out. We'll check this out. Okay. Where's our camera? Let's put that on 80, which is my preferred setting. Unfortunately, there's no way of changing that to the default. Microsoft Flight Sim for you. Very foolish things that they've missed out. Should be fairly easy to do, but they haven't done it. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at our landing replay. It's my first time doing a landing replay with this aircraft, so hopefully it works. Okay. Yeah, aircraft is all over the place there, but that's fine. Let's check this out. Let's check out... Oh. Okay, I'll start from here. I'll just check this out first. This is coming into land. The wind is all over the place, and it's a direct headwind. So sometimes we lose lift, and then suddenly we get thrown up into the air. That's why I couldn't put it down. And then boom! What on earth was that? Unfavorable wind there. Let's check that out one more time. Okay. All right, that is not too bad. Given the conditions, that was pretty fun. Yeah, still good considering the conditions. Yeah, I'll give it. Plus, this aircraft is good, man. It has a very different flight model from other aircrafts, for sure, in Microsoft Flight Sim. It's very nice. Feels very different. It's definitely something. It takes some getting used to, though. It definitely takes some getting used to. It does have some peculiar settings to it. Like, look at that. I was struggling to keep that under control. I should do a live stream or a video comparing this one to the default Cessna Caravan 208. Because the two are worlds apart. They are worlds apart. Right? I'm definitely going to take a look at that. Okay. Great. Great. Let's go ahead and shut down this aircraft now, because that's what we need to do. So let's head back into the cockpit here. Shutting it down is fairly straightforward. Let's put our flaps up first though. Flaps all the way, thank you very much. AC can go back to cool there. With a little bit of propeller, just for a second or two. Let's see the temperature, 33 degrees. You see how hot it's become? So we need a bit of AC for a bit, just to cool it down. You know what, this is just for the passengers anyway. It's a visualization, so... forget it, screw it. Let's just open up the ram air. We'll open this up as well. I'm gonna cut the engines. I'll leave it on ventilate for a second. I'm just gonna cut this feather. Low idle. Cut off. Low off. Close this as well. There we go. Make that closed. This can come off completely. This can come off, that can come off. All the lights can go off pretty much. There we go. And what else? We'll leave these closed. We won't turn these off just yet. We'll come down to the door here. We'll open up everything just like that. We'll put on the chocks here. Chocks are here. Rudder lock can go on. pitot covers. We'll put on the engine cover, although it's way too soon for that, but still, we'll put it on. Nav lights can go off, why not? Great. Okay, generator can be tripped. This is off, that is off, that is normal, this is off. No, sorry. Let's turn them both off. That can also be turned off. And fuel selectors off. Okay, with that we have come to a conclusion of that flight. Let's take a look at our engine condition, 96%, and the reason for that is because we did have debris going in when we landed into that dirt strip. I forgot to turn on the inertial separator. That is why we had that little problem. So I'm just gonna put that back to 100% now. Everything else is good. Let's just recharge the battery. But yeah, there we go. Okay, cabin is now gonna steam up, but I don't really care. Failures are off, thank God for that. Alright, fantastic. Fantastic, let's step out here. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that little stream, one of the first of many, with this particular aircraft, the Black Square Cessna Caravan Pro. I definitely recommend this aircraft if you can grab it. It's really fun. Let's close up all the doors here. Okay, just got to make sure this door closes. There we go. And we can close everything up here. And it says, well, that's a really cool stream. Thank you, Captain. You're welcome, man. Thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Everybody who tuned in, Platypus Plays, Mike Coffee, Anis. Who else tuned in today? Just you guys in the chat, I believe. Yeah, just the three of you guys today in the chat. Yeah, just the three of you in the chat. So thank you very much, you guys, for tuning into my chat. I appreciate it a lot. Hope you guys had fun on today's live stream. That was pretty fun for me. So yeah, the passenger version of the aircraft without a cargo pod, and next time I think I should fly the one with the cargo pod, or perhaps the amphibian, such as this one. This is a 208 Caravan with the pod that's parked right here, the white aircraft. So yeah, that was pretty fun. That being said, I shall see you guys in the next one, in the next stream. Alright, and please like, please subscribe to the channel. Check out my other content. I've released a very basic tutorial for the Cessna Caravan as well. There is a full flight one coming up. I'll do a full flight tutorial and that's coming up as well. So yeah, thank you so much once again. Hope to catch you in the next one. Until then, have a good day. Bye bye.